Is HK going bankrupt? It's a startling statement. It is possible, I'm sorry to report. I've known about this story for about a year and a half, and I've decided now it's time, because things are getting tight right now with HK. It's time for me to come out here and say what my opinions are, is what I'm going to do in the beginning, and then tell you some facts, and then give you HK's statement as to what's happening. So, first of all, I want to give you my opinion. My opinion is this. First of all, I love HK. Love the company. I've always loved the company. I've done multiple videos about HK on how I love all of their different guns. And you know, I've got a bunch of them. I love them. I've made this statement on this channel. If there's 10 different things that you have to do before you die, well, one of them should be to shoot an HK before you die, because they are that good. They are the company that propelled me into loving firearms so much and really got me into it. So, as this story started developing about a year and a half ago, I've been following it closely. And my opinion is this, and I'll tell you the facts like I said. My opinion is this, is that it's anti-gun politicians, people like the former mayor of New York City, Bloomberg, is behind this. Think about it. The anti-gun politicians have tried taking away our ammo in different times. They've always been against different areas through the back door to get our guns. They're trying to limit magazines in different states. They're doing all these different things to get at our guns. Well, what if politicians, powerful people with powerful money, go after the gun manufacturer themselves and just put them out of business? Countries will all of a sudden say, like Germany, we'll just start our own company, won't sell to civilians, we'll give our military our own guns that we manufacture ourselves, and who needs private companies who make firearms? HK has been extremely profitable and successful up until about 2 years ago prior to this video. So, my opinion is, like I just said, I personally think, and when you Google HK, spell out the whole word, Heckler and Koch, bankrupt, you'll notice a lot of the newspaper articles are from Bloomberg Press, as in former mayor of New York City, Bloomberg, owns that newspaper. So him and his $30–40 billion, he might be, in my opinion, throwing money at government officials to put HK out of business. Very possible. Okay, with that said, because I think that's what's happening, and when I tell you what's going on here, I think you'll agree. Now, first of all, who knows what a G36 is? A lot of you do. It's HK's premier rifle. And in the last 2 decades, it has been the probably mostly sold rifle to militaries, to allies across the world, including America, by far. The #1 used rifle in warfare, besides the AK, which is what the bad guys use, by far the #1 used rifle is the G36, it's the 5.56. It's a 5.56 caliber. Never been any problems. As a matter of fact, there's not one person who's in any military across the world that HK has sold G36s to. There's not one soldier who's ever complained that there's a problem with the G36. Now, all of a sudden, the politicians in Germany did a total flip 18 months ago against their own company, not their company, but a company within their country, HK. They did a flip and said, we've been supporting you for all these decades. We're not going to support you no more. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, Tom's opinion, we're going to come up with a false story and say the G36 has problems. And they're claiming, the politicians in Germany are claiming that the G36, when it overheats, does not shoot accurately. There's not one soldier who's ever claimed that they've had a problem with the G-36 not shooting accurately when it heats up. Then, the country, Germany, where HK is located, said, you know what else we're going to do? Us politicians, people in power in Germany, we're not going to let you export your firearms anymore to a lot of countries. This is a couple of years ago, 18 months ago. It brought HK to its knees. And talk about exporting, you know, what Germany is saying, well, we're upset with you, HK, because you sold guns to Mexico. And you also sold guns to Libya, and you also sold guns to Georgia. Of course, HK's got their attorneys. They're fighting back and forth saying, you know, we were able to do that. But the German officials, who I think all politicians are corrupt, in my opinion. We're all allowed to our First Amendment right in America, in my opinion. They're saying, well, we're not letting you even sell to allies in the Middle East, which has big money, big oil money, to give to HK. HK's business practice has always been the military. A lot of people will say, well, how come they never really focused on selling to civilians? You can buy an HK as a civilian, but they just focused on the military. It's their personal business to focus on who they want to sell to. Now, let's talk about money for a minute. And when I say the word bankrupt, that means the company doesn't have any more money. First of all, the company's only got 700 employees located in Germany. That's not that big of a company as far as the amount of employees. And they've always avoided the spotlight. And now it's on the front page of every newspaper article in Germany as far as its reputation being damaged and its business practices, you know, because they sold to Mexico and things like that, are under scrutiny. And now their finances are under scrutiny. As a matter of fact, they have a $300 million, $317 million loan that comes due every 90 days, the interest, and they've been having a tough time meeting that, according to the politicians in Germany. Now, HK says, we are convinced that there is some sort of a campaign against us. HK is vowing to fight back. Executives said it is considering legal action against the government for which it sees as politically motivated slander. There's nothing wrong with the G-36s. I don't believe it. The fact that Germany put the company to its knees and will not let them export their guns to militaries across the world as they have done in the past, yes, has put a financial burden on the company. Their interest rate's extremely high at 10% on $317 million. The company is at the brink, possibly, of distinction. Think of if that happens, whether you like HK or not. You like guns, that's why you're watching the channel. Imagine if politicians can just go after gun manufacturers and bring them to their knees and make up some fake story and say one of your guns doesn't work in the military. Oh, Germany actually said 2 of their soldiers were killed in Afghanistan because the gun overheated, the G-36 overheated, wasn't shooting properly, accurately, and their 2 German troops had a retreat and then they got killed. And they're blaming HK for the G-36. And like I said, not one person in the military, across any military in the world, has ever complained about the G-36. So financially, yes, they are in big trouble. I'm not telling you not to go out and buy an HK. I'm not scaring anyone. I'm reporting to you what's going on. We can't allow anti-gun politicians to go after manufacturers like they're going after HK. Here's the statement from HK recently, at the time of this video, and I'll read it to you. In response to recent media reports in Germany, which comments on HK's ability to meet its interest and other financial obligations, the company is pleased to make the following statement. The liquidity status and financial performance of HK is not only stable, but improving. In addition to its own substantial cash reserves, HK has available to it an undrawn line of credit of 30 million euro, which in the big picture is not all that much money. But this is their positive statement back to say that they're okay. And that money will be available to them until 2017. And additionally, they're saying that they don't even plan on using that 30 million euro. And they plan on coming out with new products. Good. HK's operations remain unchanged, with neither a reduction of staff nor a reduction of capacity. HK is looking forward to continued improvements in operational and financial performance in 2015 and beyond, and they want to continue to design the world's best small arms for the defense and security agencies of NATO and its allies. So HK, their statement is, we're okay, we're going to hang in there, we're going to make it. And they better make it for our sake, because once one big company, one time just a couple years ago, pretty much the biggest company in the world that supplied small arms to militaries across the world, if politicians can bring them to their knees, that's scary what they can do to other gun manufacturers. All right, so story is out. Google HK bankruptcy. It's out. That's my take on it. I think it's politically driven by anti-gun politicians, people like Bloomberg and the other ones that we know about. And in Europe, they've got theirs also. So, throw in your comments and let's just give support to HK. All of you HK forums, share this on the HK forums. Share it on my forum, WeaponsEducation.net, our forum, WeaponsEducation.net, the HK section. Put this video everywhere you know that where there's positive pro-gun people, and let HK know that we support them. Us positive pro-Second Amendment Americans and people across the world who are pro-gun, we support HK, and we want them to get through the struggles they're going through right now. Okay? Thank you for your time, and my name is Tom. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do a lot of good things here. Check it out. Bye-bye.